Hello and welcome once again to EduStar Food Journey. We are still on our study on the daily commonly mispronounced words in English. You can see this is part 3 of our series. So let's begin. You probably know how to pronounce these words: seed, crowds, noun, do, bow, food, cast, shoes, shell, and knit. Of course, I am giving you an applause. You can see me applauding you. But today, EduStar Food Journey presents daily commonly mispronounced words. This is part 3. Wherever you may be watching from, a first-timer or an already subscribed member of this channel, you are highly welcome. This is a class that will lead you successfully through challenging daily pronunciations. Here's the part 3 of the series. Please ensure you get back to all the series after watching this video. Let's get started. And these are the words we are going to consider for today on the part 3 of our series. Number 1 is build. Number 2 is clear. Number 2 is clear. Number 3 is sure. Number 4 is book. Number 5, jeopardy. 6, come. 7, child. 8 is obey. 9 is image. And 10 is journey. But I want you to be the one to choose words for our next class on daily mispronounced words series. Simply type 2 daily conversational words that you find difficult to pronounce, and we include it in our next class. In case you've not yet subscribed, please do so you can always receive notifications whenever a new video or lesson is uploaded. Also, click the like button. Share to enhance steady flow of these lessons. Here's part 3 of our commonly daily mispronounced word series, with each word in bold and followed by its IPA transcription. Can we begin? Number 1 is build. You can see the transcription here. It is stated clearly. Let me zoom it so you can see it. You can see build, how it is transcribed. The B sound, a short E sound, la sound, and the sound. When you combine the 3 sounds, you have build. So if you are among those that have been calling this word build simply because you see it spelled as B-U-I-L-D, please desist from such. The right pronunciation of the word is build. Build. Simply say B instead of bu. Short E sound in the place of U sound that most people do pronounce. So it's build. Build. If it seems very okay for you, please do practice it right away. Pronounce it with me. Say build. Again, build. That's okay. We go to number 2. Number 2 here is clear. You can see how it's pronounced in this. Let me analyze. You see the word clear in the transcription. It has 2 pronunciations that are almost the same. The British English, that is B-R-E, pronounces it as clear, clear, clear. This is actually a diphthong. Short E sound and the sure sound combined give us a diphthong. So they become one sound under diphthong. But if we separate them as monophthongs, you have the short E sound with the sure sound. But actually there are a sound together under diphthong. Then we come to American pronunciation where you have clear, just clear, clear. You can see the K sound, La sound, E sound, short E sound, and the R sound, that is the sound. The Americans like putting resound if it occurs in the pronunciations, especially with vowel sounds. So that's why it's just clear. No schwa sound, just clear. American English. We proceed. Number 3 is sure. Personally, I prefer pronouncing this word as sure. That is the sound here, this particular one. But then there is another which we did not include here. There should have been this is actually American pronunciation here, but the one I pronounce includes the sure sound. So in my typing, it wasn't included. So forgive me. Just know that this particular one that has the sh sound, short u sound, should have been followed with, should have been followed by a sure sound before the sound. So that's how I pronounce it, and it exists. Is one of the pronunciations. So, but this is just the American version of it, whereas the other one, which is sure, is the British version of it. Now, British calls it here from our transcription, which is visible here, as they pronounce it as shore, shore. Can you see? Shore. Americans pronounce it as sure, sure, and sure. Can you see the two pronunciations? American English, American English. Can you see the two pronunciations? This is American English. That's why we have this here on the American English, and this for the British English. Because of time, we proceed. Number 4, we have book. Book. Look at the transcription. B, short U sound, and K sound. When you combine these 3 sounds, you're going to get buck. Buck. Can you say that with me? Buck. Say it with me. Buck. Again, buck. Again, buck. Buck. Please remember that most people do pronounce this word as book, book, using long U sound in the place of short U sound, simply because there's COO. I think I've made a reference with this. I've made a reference to this in one of our studies, formal studies part, I think either in part 2, it should be in part 2, where I stated clearly that many OO words are not usually pronounced as long U sound, but short U sound, depending on the word. And it's important for you to know the difference, to go through a good number of them. And those are the things this lesson is going to bring to you just at your table. Follow up our activities. Ensure you comment where necessary. Ensure you ask questions if you have any. Ensure you also present some words you think are difficult for you to pronounce, so that we can take time to include them in what we do in our subsequent classes, and clarify and clear your confusion on how to pronounce some or all of those words of the English language. So, on this note, it should be understood that the word book is among such words that have OO that are pronounced as short U sound. Book. Another example is cock. I mentioned something like that in our former class. Then another example is lock. Another example is hood. Another example is hook, and so on. These are words that have OO but are not pronounced as long U sound but short U sound. So note it and let it be registered in your memory. Let's proceed. Number 5, we have jeopardy. Jeopardy. Simply say jeopardy, jeopardy, jeopardy. The stress is given, or the force is given at the first syllable. That is, the stress falls on the first syllable. As you can see clearly here, this is what we refer to as stress. This small mark or accent over the j sound. The j. That is j. We call it j. J. It's one sound, but with a combination that is formed by combining two sounds. So the and j, j to give j. You see that mark? That is what we call stress. We shall come to that with time. So the word is pronounced jeopardy, not jeopardy, or some other thing people call it. And people have so many pronunciations for so many words, whereas many words do have just but one pronunciation. Many words have but one pronunciation. The challenge we have in the English language is that most people pronounce words as they are spelled. Please, I want you to know that English is strictly different from many languages in terms of pronunciation. In our Igbo language, most words are pronounced the way they are spelled because our alphabet is more like our own phonics sounds. They represent our phonics. There is no difference between phonics in our language, writing, and the alphabets. I mean, the alphabets of our language and the phonics of our language, they are the same. So when we write a word in Igbo, we simply call out the word the way it is written. But in English, we have English alphabets and then phonics in English, or of phonetic symbols in English. It's these symbols we use in transcribing words for pronunciation, whereas the alphabets are used for spelling words in English. There are two different things, even though they work hand in hand and together. So it should be noted. That's why most words are not pronounced the way they are spelled in the English language. I mentioned that again. Words are not spelled or pronounced the way they are spelled. Words are not pronounced the way they are spelled in the English language. So pay attention. If you want to learn how to pronounce words in the English language, you simply go to phonetic symbols. And that's what we're teaching here. We'll come to every part of the English pronunciation because I believe this is just but a masterclass. That class you can trust on how to pronounce words of the English language very effectively and correctly. Let's proceed. We have the next one as come. Come. Let's come into it. You can see the zoomed word, pronunciation right here. The last one here, that's what I want to show you. You see k sound, silent or sound, and m sound. When you combine them, you have come, come, come. It sounds as though it's somehow connected with short R sound, but it's not short R sound. It's simply silent or sound, pronounced as or something connected with short R sound. Come, come. Not come, or I don't know how people do pronounce it. So that is just what you should note. Number 7 is child. Child. Chi, I, L, and D. These are the 4 separate sounds that are here. Chi, I, L, D. So you say child, 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 not child. Some people pronounce this as child, child, omitting the L sound. There's a word that is pronounced as child, but that word is spelled thus. C-H-I-D-E. That is child, child, child. That is for that word. But this one is C-H-I-L-D, pronounced as child, child. There is la sound. The la sound is not silent here. It is pronounced. So you can hear it. Child. That is why we have it depicted in the pronunciation section or transcription. Let's proceed. Number 8 is obey. The word obey is pronounced as obey, as you can see in our depiction. You can see it in the transcription we have here. Obey. It is pronounced as obey. Let us analyze it. We simply have the short, the silent R sound, which is also known as the sure sound. Then B sound and A sound, that is a diphthong. So when you combine these sounds, you get obey, obey. And the stress comes right on the second syllable. We don't have the word called obey. It is not called obey. The word does not come pronounced as obey. If you're among those that are placing the stress on the first syllable or pronouncing it with the O, the letter O here, pronounced as O in the word, you are wrong. Please take note and get corrected and start using it the right way the word should be pronounced. That's okay for now. We continue with number 9, which is another word that I want to lay great emphasis upon. Look at the word, how it is spelled, I-M-A-G-E. And look at the way it is pronounced. Short E sound with M sound, with short E sound and G sound. So what should we call this? It is simply image. Image, not image. Please, if you're among the people that have been calling this word image, it is not image. Remember what I said earlier? Words are not pronounced the way they are spelled in English. Pronunciation is different from spelling, even though they work together. So you should note that when you want to pronounce words, you go to phonetic symbols. And when you want to spell words, you go to English alphabets. That is what we should understand about word pronunciations. So the word is image, not image. There are some other words like this, such as marriage, marriage. What again? Manage. What again? There are several of them. Words that have age at the ending, sounding as each, not age, age. Although the word age, that is age, referring to the number of years or how old someone is pronounced as age, not each, age. Most other words that have the age but are not monophthongs, that are not monosyllabic words, are pronounced, the age is usually pronounced as each instead of age. Note the difference. Short E sound in the place of the diphthong A, that should be noted. So the word image is simply image. Finally, we come to number 10 before we proceed to further detail on these words and other details we need to study on them. Okay, number 10 is journey. You can see it clearly. It is pronounced as journey, journey, journey. Most people do pronounce this word as Johnny. Please note, this word is not pronounced as Johnny. There is no O sound with it. It is simply the long S sound, as you can see here. It's well stated here. It's well written here. Journey, 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 not Johnny, as many people do call it. Now, which of these words or which of these word pronunciations personally appeals to you? I want you to let me know in the comment section which of these words personally appeals to you. Write it down in the comment. Okay, here's a more elaborate version of each word with IPA pronunciation, meaning common mispronunciations and helpful tips for this lesson. We come to number 1. Build. Meaning to construct or create something. Common error. Saying build. Build or pronouncing the U as you. You know what I mean? In the place you call build, as many people do call, place, it's wrong. The right pronunciation is build. Tip, the U is silent. Focus on the short E sound, short E vowel sound. And so when you give that pronunciation with the short E vowel sound, you simply have build. Okay, number 2 is clear. You can see the word. We have stated a lot regarding nationality in terms of pronunciation. So we continue with the meaning. The word means easy to see, hear, or understand. Common error, replacing the diphthong, ear with air or ear. So these are some ways that people pronounce it. Some say clear. Some also say clear. Clear. Please, it's not so. Some even say clear. I don't know how they pronounce, but whatever the case, the right pronunciation is clear or clear in American English. Note that it should be well noted and taken into consideration whenever you are pronouncing this word or any of these words that we've shown here. Tip, practice the diphthong ear, ear, ear by saying idea or ear. You can see it. We proceed. Number 3, sure. That's the pronunciation I'm talking about. This is how I pronounce it, sure. Sure. You can see it over here. Let me zoom so you can see it clearly. The sound on top here should sound with short U sound with the sure sound. But this is usually known as a diphthong. In pronunciation, the short U sound combined with the sure sound is actually a diphthong. So we call it or. So when you add sh to it, you simply have sure, 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 sure. Do you get that? That's all. So more, as we have stated, is sure for British English, and these two are for the British English, whereas sure and share are for American English. Meaning certain or confident. Common error, saying sure, shoo, or saying sue, or sure, so. I don't know how people do pronounce it. Please, you can see what I mean. Which other way people do pronounce beyond these 4 depicted pronunciations, they are totally wrong about the word. Now, tip. Remind learners, people should know, you as a learner should know that the sound becomes sh sound and the vowel is broad or colored. You get that? So that is all. Number 4, we have book. Meaning, a set of printed pages bound together. Common error, saying book, that is long U sound, is wrong. Tip, contrast with boots, to help notice that short U sound is what is used in book, not in the case of book, or in the case of boots. Boot is long U sound, whereas book is short U sound. Number 5, we have jeopardy, meaning danger or risk of loss. Common error, stressing the wrong syllable or pronouncing as jeopardy, as pardy. That is placing the stress on the second syllable by calling out calling out long R sound in the place of the sure sound is wrong. So you simply say jeopardy, not jeopardy. You can see je, pa, long R sound. That's not how you pronounce it. You simply say jeopardy. Thank you. Then tip, your emphasis should be laid on the first syllable, which is jep, as you see above. Number 6 is come, 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 meaning to move towards or arrive. Common error saying come or comb or calm, whichever way, is wrong. Tip, the vowel is the silent or sound, as in cup, cup. Number 7 is child. We have stated a lot on this. So meaning a young human. A young human. Common error saying child, saying child or child. Any or either of these is wrong, or any other pronunciation is wrong. The simple pronunciation of the word is child, 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 child. We've stated that before. So practice it whenever you are speaking, whenever you're having a conversation, whenever you are using the English language. It will help you on how to master each of these pronunciations. Practice the I diphthong clearly. L, that is, the L sound is present in child. That L you see in child reflects in the pronunciation. It's not silent. Number 8, we have obey, meaning to follow instructions or rules. Common error, saying obey, okay, obey, or obey is wrong. You simply call it obey, obey, obey. That is the schwa sound with bay combined. So stressing the first syllable is wrong, as in this case. Tip, stress is on the second syllable, and bay sounds like bay. You get that? B-E-Y sounds like bay, bay, bay. In progression, we have number 9, image. A piece, a picture or visual representation. Common error, saying image, 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 or image is wrong. Tip, emphasize the short E sound vowel in both syllables. You can see the short E sound appears in both syllables in pronunciation. Even though you have the AGE at the ending, the AGE is pronounced as age, not age. I said that before. Tip, we have already stated this, and so that is how we pronounce the word image. We come to number 10, where we'll wrap up our lesson for today. Jenny. This is pronounced as Jenny. Note, American English usually has an R attached to it whenever a vowel sound with R is pronounced. You should note that. Meaning, the act of traveling. What Jenny means is the act of traveling. Common error, saying ja, ne, Jane, or Johnny, or some other pronunciation outside what is depicted here is wrong. Tip, focus on the long S sound. Long air vowel sound, like learn, or turn, or even bird, or birth, or sir, and so on. That's long S sound you get in these words. You pull it and place it on the first syllable after pronouncing J. You say and then N. E. You have Jenny. That is how the word is rightly pronounced. So I believe you've learned one or two two right pronunciations today from this lesson. What exactly have you learned? Share it in the comment. I want you to be committed to our activities, wherever you are coming from, wherever you are watching from, wherever you are viewing from. Get yourself committed. If you're an English student or someone learning how to pronounce words, or you want to become professional and perfected whenever you are speaking English and you want to pronounce the words perfectly, here is that channel that will guarantee you perfect English word pronunciation. So I adore you and I advise that you watch and follow up our activities. Also relate to the former lessons we've done. Place your questions or anywhere you want us to help you. You can write it down on the comment so that we know how to help you in our other lessons. So here we have, what would you like us to study next? I stated that before. State them in the comment section. I believe you had a very great time following up this lesson today. I am delighted to have you in this class. See you next time.